What if I told you that a tiny insect crawling across a piece of paper made one of the greatest poets of all time reflect on the meaning of intelligence, life, and even bad writing? Well, that's exactly what happens in Robert Frost's poem, A Considerable Speck. Hey ICSE students, welcome to Lit and Learn. If you are an ICSE student trying to wrap your head around Robert Frost's poetry, you are in exactly the right place. Ever looked at a tiny speck on your desk and thought, is that alive? Well, today you are diving into a Robert Frost, A Considerable Speck, a poem about a tiny mite that's about to blow your mind. This is your ultimate guide to acting your ICSE exams and falling in love with poetry. So grab your notebook, hit that like button, and let's get started. Robert Frost. Sounds like a calm countryside poet, right? But don't be fooled. Robert Frost is the rock star of American poetry, known for making simple moments feel like life-changing epiphanies. He is a master of using everyday moments of, say, something huge. A Considerable Speck was written during World War II, a time of chaos. But instead of writing about war, Frost zoomed in on a tiny insect on his paper. This poem is short but packs a punch, and it's a favorite in the ICSE syllabus because it's relatable and profound. Picture this. You are writing an essay. You see a speck, and suddenly you are questioning that meaning of life. That's Frost magic. Let's unpack the big ideas in this poem. First, it's all about the value of life. This mite is so tiny, it's practically invisible. But Frost sees it struggling, moving with purpose. And he's like, wow, this thing's got a life. It's a reminder that even the smallest creature matters. Next, you have got empathy. Frost doesn't just squash it mite. He watches it, understands its hustle, and decides to let it leave. It's like he's saying, hey little guy, I get you. Then there is a power. There is power and responsibility. Frost could easily end this mite's life, but he chooses compassion instead. It's a mic-drop moment about how we use our power over others. And finally, it's about humans and nature. Frost connects with tiny mite to bigger questions about life. almost like its mini vision. It's a vision, or it's a mini version of life, trying to survive deep, right? Pause this video and think, when have you shown empathy to something small, like a bug or even a person being overlooked? Drop it in the comment. How do you feel? Now let's understand key themes about this poem. The first thing, the sanctity and the value of all life. The poem is a powerful argument for respecting life in all its forms. No matter how small or seemingly insignificant, the poet's journey from wanting to destroy the mite to protecting it isolates these things. Next, intelligence and consciousness. Frost explores what it means to be intelligent. He suggests that intelligence is not limited to humans, but can be found in any guise. The mite's ability to show fear, make choices, and navigate its environment is presented as a valid form of mind. The role of observer and empathy. The poet's careful observation allows him to move beyond the simplistic view of the speck. This highlights the importance of empathy and taking the time to understand others and others' hitches before passing judgment. Last, a critic of poor art and writing. The poem is also a piece of literary criticism. Frost uses an intelligent mite as a standard against which he measures the unintellectual, this term, writing of some of this contemporaries. He values vitality, thoughts, and purpose, whether in a mite or in a manuscript. Now let's line by line interpret things, the interpretation by line. From line 1 to 4, the speaker noticed a tiny speck on a white sheet of paper. Initially dismissing it as insignificant, the phrase "beneath my sight" suggests both physical and metaphorical insignificance. Line 5 to 12. Upon closer inspection, the speck is revealed to be a living mite. The personification of the mite's circumspect moments and suspicions of the pen added humor and real relativity. Now line 13 to 20. The speaker observes the mite's frantic behavior. Comparing it to a creature with purpose and intelligence. This evaluates the mite's status in the speaker's mind. Now line 21 till 28. The speaker reflects on the mite's vulnerability and decides not to kill it, showing compassion. The phrase, "I have a mind myself and recognize." Another one, it's mind where I meet with it. Highlights the shared sentence between human and mind. Line 29 to 33. The poem concludes with a humorous acknowledgement of the speaker's restaurant. Reinforce the theme of empathy and the value of life. Now, literary devices that make it pop. The first thing, it's about personification. The mite is given human-like qualities such as intelligence, cautious, and inclusion, which evaluate its status from a mere speck to a being with purpose. Imagery. Vivid description like it seemed too tiny to have room for fit. And a period slash backwards. Create a clear visual of the mite's delicate moments. Irony. The title, A Considerable Speck, is ironic. As a speck, a mite is physically insignificant but becomes considerable through the poet's thoughtful reflection. Now let's come to the tone. The tone shifts from curiosity to contemplation. Curiosity to contemplation, blending humor with philosophical depth. Now, before we symbolize the whole thing, let's understand a few things again. The few things, it's like before you understand all these things, I would recommend that you read the whole poem aloud.
Enjoyment.
Alright, so read the whole poem loud. Now, enjambment. Frost uses enjambment to mimic the mite's erratic movement, such as in it faltered. I could see it hesitate. Then, in the middle of the open sheet, now the last thing, it's symbolism. The mite symbolize the overlooked aspects of life. suggesting that even the smallest entities have value and purpose. Now let's understand the interpretation. First thing, it's philosophical reflection. The poem invites reader to consider the significance of all life forms and the ethical implications of human actions. Frost's choice to let the mite leave reflects a moment of moral clarity. Now, critic of human arrogance by comparing his own mind to the mite's, Frost questions humans' superiority and highlights the shared struggle for survival. Last thing, it's microcosm of existence. The mite's journey across the paper mirrors human endeavor with its hesitation and effort symbolizing life challenges. Now, zoom in to the key lines to nail your exam. Let's zoom in on the lines you need to know for your exam. First, a speck that would have been beneath my sight. This sets up the whole poem. Frost almost misses the mite, but his curiosity changes everything. Then another line, it's I have a mind myself and recognize. Or another one, it's mind when I met with it in any guise. Any guise. So this is Frost saying, this mite's got a brain, just like me. It's the heart of the empathy there. And my favorite line is, I let it lie there till I hope I slept. This is where Frost decides to let the mite leave, showing his compassion. It's a powerful moment that screams, all life matters. For your exams, link these lines to themes like empathy or the value of life, and you are golden. So please comment if you have any line considered that the best line according to you. Please comment below, and I will try to acknowledge those things. And if you have any question, please ask me so that I can answer. Now, try this. Put one of these lines and tell me in the comment what it means to you. Let's get a discussion going, all right? So, what's the big takeaways for you? Please pause the video and think Right. A Considerable Speck is more than a poem about a bug. It's about noticing a small thing, showing empathy, and realizing even the tiniest lives have meaning. For your ICSE examination, focus on themes like empathy and life's value, and back up your answers with quotes like the ones we discussed earlier. Yeah? There are few pro tips that I can give it to you when answering long question. Always connect literary devices to the poem's meaning, which I just discussed. Yeah. For example, the frost personification of the mite highlights its importance. Reinforce the theme of empathy. Boom, full marks. If you love this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more ICSE tips. Share this with your study group, and let's make poetry go viral. Want more poetry breakdowns? Tell me in the comment which ICSE poems you want next. And check out the description for a free PDF with exam style questions on a considerable Speck. Let's ace those exams together. Thank you for joining me on this poetic journey. Let's keep finding meaning in the little things, just like frostbite. See, a little thing, even a little thing, should have an opportunity to live life. See you in the next video. Stay curious, keep shining. Thank you.